Hello. We now have a different setup because I want to be able to type, but also sit here and work on my crafts. So we're gonna raise that up a bit. This way. Y'all can see what I'm doing. Oop. The number of times that I am going to attempt to respond as if like I can. It is definitely going to be one of those. Oh yeah, I'm going to answer. You probably can't hear me because that's how this works. Okay. Fantastic. So, I think my volume and everything is good. Uh, my knee is killing me because I'm sitting on my leg, so I should probably stop doing that. And skipped a whole. So, in the meantime, what I've done off stream, then I will tilt my camera slightly, is I finished the front of the bar. Now, what I'm doing is working on this part that's going to stick out. That is going to be like that lip. Is my math not math correctly? No. I gotta. My math is not mathing correctly. Why is that? Well, I guess we're undoing a bunch of stitches. It's... So, we gotta undo these because I can't math correctly. I refuse to cut this. So I need to go undo it all the way back to here. Ugh, this is what happens when I don't actually sit and properly plan things out. I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't gonna work. That's okay. That's what happens when with this sort of crafts. Although I do wonder if you also would consider this frogging. hopefully I can. Can I type correctly? I cannot. What happens when I'm trying to type one-handed lefty? Okay. So now that I'm fixing the fact that I'm an idiot, should probably. Always make sure you very carefully count everything and make things line up properly. Okay. Now that I've undone that, let me. Okay. So I didn't need to make any extra pieces. I'm just an idiot. We're gonna try this again. If I could stop looping things around parts, that'd be great. That's not where that goes. Ugh. It's been a day. I was gonna try and make this corner join fancy, but it ain't happening. So that is not where I want to go. I want to go down here. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna. I matched this out, didn't I? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Where's my mouse? I'm trying to use everything left-handed. The only thing that I'm left-handed in is crochet. So. Okay. We're gonna close that. I don't need that open. Thanks for doing this over in my chat. Uh... Spelled equip wrong. I'm not gonna fight with trying to make this tail go one more. We got that secured off. So yeah, I'm an idiot. I don't need those pieces. I'm gonna cut the next piece as I try not to swallow a needle. I gotta go jump. We got the caffeine, we got the candy. Yeah. I'm so as once I finish this whole thing, it will oh, I need an antidote. I don't know if I have an antidote. So I'm not even gonna attempt to fight these spiders. Yeah, yeah. We need antidote. Gotta have that antidote. I haven't looked up that recipe yet. That's not what I want. This? Yes. That is exactly what I wanted. Fantastic. Okay. Great. Fantastic. Now I don't need to have the Twitch manager up at the same time. Okay. Okay. I almost panicked again, thinking I screwed this up again. Okay, that's 90. That's 90. So that. So I do need one of these over here. Apparently I can't count, so. Okay. So I think my insanity has slightly abated. I've at least figured out what I'm supposed to be doing. No, I lied. But at least I don't have to wake up ass crack of dawn in the morning. Because it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. So the track got canceled practice for tomorrow. So I mean, it does suck. I was going to try and work on fixing one of the Wi-Fi things in theory, because I'm still kind of IT for the track, but I'll have time to poke around with that on opening night, assuming they haven't broken my replay setup, which they probably have. But that's okay. Nope. So I will need. I have. Pull it out a little bit. Because I will need to add a corner piece over in this back corner of the bar. So raise this up a little bit. So I'm gonna attempt to raise this up a little bit so y'all can see that while also seeing me work. Because the more interesting crap is over here. You got Teary. I'll move Vero more into frame. Almost. Here. What did I just knock off? Okay. One of the other benefits of adding this extra part, and I may need to like go back in and add some extra supports later. Uh, because this is such a long piece and the stitch I did, it's kind of twisting. So have I rated? Huh. Uh, 13 more minutes. Okay, that's fine. I'll wait. Oh, I need to like sit back. Problem is if I sit back like this, y'all can't see me. Oh. I need a pillow or something to put. Maybe that's what I'll make. One of those lumbar support pillows. But it is what it is. Okay, so we're gonna tie this off. Okay. We're gonna untangle the rest of this. again, attempts to get this through make my life more difficult. Okay. So now I want to make sure that this goes in the correct side. What did I do? Okay. It's a good thing my needle is attached to my thread. So now we have the nice little corner pieces that'll line up. And again, I was gonna try. Actually, this side I can make pretty. Because the angles are correct. And you know what? I'm gonna change the angle again. No. For the sake of my sanity, I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna take our next 90 piece and we're gonna also, yeah. Okay. So once I finish this, once this whole zigzag is finished, I'll attach it to the bar, and then I'll do the same thing. I think I'll just work in the zigzag strips and then sew them on. I think that'll work better than having to try and do each individual uh, almost done with this section. And then we'll be able to attach it to the rest of the bar, and hopefully that'll start straightening things out. Because then we'll have this whole part. It'll look ugly for now, but it won't be, because there'll be a bar top on top of that. That's where, bar tops belong. I had to breathe in way too much laser dust from cleaning today. I am fried. Uh, that could have been way worse than it is. I got dirt late models going on in the background. There's one benefit to again, the pattern I'm doing. It doesn't use up too much thread. Can I raid not the mines again? But I wanted to raid the desert. That's what I wanted to do. Gotta get those buckets of sand. Um, yeah. Fantastic. Okay. Was I? Yeah, guys, A pillar, B pillar looks like it's saran wrapped. It's not. It's just covered in dust and dirt. Candy break. These are delicious. The strawberry and the watermelon. Easy there, Mike. Calm down. sitting here watching races on Flow Racing, the Lucas Oil late model dirt series, and I'm staring at their graphics. And every time they mess it up, I'm like, "Hello, guys, what are you doing? It's still not fixed." And because I do the graphics, okay. So I think I'm about to. Oh, they fixed the graphics finally. Fantastic, guys. It only took you like 5 laps. Is this the feature? This is the feature. It was probably 15 laps. Okay. So we want this to go over top. Front wheel drive cars should not, does not make for an exciting dirt race. Ugh. Hello? What what is going on here? How did I mess this up? What did I even do? probably gonna need to figure out a couple more pieces of this. I'm probably like I have the side of the bar that, not that my face cam covers it, but over here, that'll be the opening. I'll probably need to make some sort of wall. Then again, as long as I never show it from that angle and the part is structurally sound, it doesn't really matter. How do you fall and tie yourself in a knot? Good enough. Yikes. Okay. We're coming to the fun and interesting part. I haven't finished any of the edges yet, so that'll have to be something I go back over later once I figure out how everything is going to be secured. If I just need to make like you know, an unfinished like floor underneath this bar. Nope, nope, that's not where that goes. Hmm. Okay. 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 Caffeine's gonna live over there. Just moving that way and twisting backwards hurts my arm at the moment. It's because I'm getting old and decrepit. Okay. Oh. Stretching. so you can see this a little easier. So the light's actually pointed at what I'm doing. What? Shut up, Windows security. I have everything set to a nice quiet volume. It's just chill in the background. All of a sudden, Windows is near. Bing! It's a hello. Wake up. No thanks. Obviously, y'all are looking at the wrong side of the bar. So, in theory, the camera should never see this side. Let's see. From this angle, but then all of these edges will be cleaned up once everything is like connected the way it's supposed to be. Because I don't know where I'm going to have to add more support structures if I do. So, rather than having to add, like, to go through stitches again, I am just going to leave them open until it's like, yes, this is complete and done. Like with the chairs, I don't like, obviously with this I leave the bottom open, but I only cover the rest of the plastic. This is the only part that I do first. Everything else I do as I'm sewing it together. Not that that's really a good example, because it's not a whole lot of actual space to go through. Let's raid the desert again. Who are these people? So already the structure is improving. A pain in the ass to sew together. No, did I? I did. Okay, well, let's try that again. Working through the 2 layers. I screwed all that up. Dumb. So what's happening here is I'm missing that all that plastic there should not be exposed. So I have to undo it again. Hey guys. Thank you. Thank you for the raid. Thanks for coming in. I don't need to hear myself now. Hi. Welcome in. Welcome in. I realized I was dumb, so I'm undoing a couple of stitches. But hello, hello. I've definitely made more progress on the bar. So it is, for my little dolls over here. So these guys are my little crocheted dolls as I knock his book off the table. So he's over there being studious, and I'm over here making a mess. So let's readjust the camera so y'all can see my current knots that I'm fighting with. I don't even know what happened there. Yeah, so these guys have pipe cleaners in the arms and stuff, so they're completely posable. So and they have there's one wooden dowel in the back to help like give them support. And sometimes if I'm lucky, I can get them to actually stand on their own. Tiri's not going to be cooperative. Depends on how I have them posed, but they are. She's just going to hold on to the chair over there. So yeah, no, these are designed to act as my stop motion characters, because I don't have the patience for clay. I don't have the studio space to set up a full claymation studio, and so this is the next best thing, because I can show off all of my crocheting stuff. So the dolls are crocheted, the tables, the chairs, these are all plastic canvas that I'm kind of making up as I go along. Here's my Sour Patch Kids. Told you I was eating them. And like I said, I have monster number 3, because I don't have to wake up stupid o'clock in the morning tomorrow, so I can hang out and actually hope I can get most of this bar done tonight as I knock things off my table. But for the most part, it's just hanging out. I don't have a lot of things to say, but oh, hey, look, battle. I'm listed as a raider in my own chat because I was in your chat. That's hilarious. I'm in my own chat. Thanks, Twitch. I was here already. I may have been the only person here already, but I was here already. And it's showing up in my chat. Again, the Twitch chat is pulled because I have OBS on one screen, I have the Twitch up on the other screen. So I'm like, Why am I surrounded in yellow all of a sudden? But yeah, for the most part, will I'll ramble on about like what I'm working on, but I definitely work faster if I'm not chit-chatting. Um but again, if people are talking in the chat asking questions, I have no problem like asking or responding, just not a whole lot of people in chat all the time. So I think that'll probably be the harder part of when I get close to trying to hit affiliate. Um, is my follower count jumped up incredibly fast. I was expecting to still be at like 2 followers at this point. Oh yeah, no, I have zero problem. Again, if people lurking, that's why I made sure I got the RPG bot once I saw that in your chat. Um, nah, I only got 33 followers. And the hardest part is getting the minimum average of 3 viewers a stream. I'm lucky if I get another person besides me in the chat. So I'm not, again, where I'm at currently, I wasn't even expecting to have like a tenth of this amount of followers at this point. I know what I'm doing is very niche and not very, if you're not into the craft, it's not necessarily the most interesting thing. And I'm just hoping once I start doing the actual quote unquote filming for the stop motion stuff, that it'll like people will be more willing to check it out and then stick around for a bit. But the set building is not necessarily the most exciting thing in the world. Oh, now it's twisted even more. Oh, I only stream 3 times a week because I like that's pretty much all the time I actually have. It's yeah, it's I go Friday night, Sunday morning ish, and Tuesday nights are my chosen streaming nights, and then I go for like 2 hours is usually the length that I can consistently hit, and then at that point, usually my eyes are just completely tired, especially if I've been because when I wake up for work, I'm up at 5:30 in the morning, and I don't usually get a chance to get ready to stream until 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night. That side of the thread doesn't want to cooperate, so we'll go with the other side. Like I have all these ideas for potential, I don't know, sub goals or whatever. Um, but like chat involvement, but that requires a chat. Oh no, it definitely is. My problem is like if I'm at work, I can lurk and listen, but I can't be active in the chat. I can't say hello even. So it's hard because I'm only on my phone at work. And then by the time I get home, like immediately after work, I am so dead that I don't get a chance to actually come up to my room to like where my setup is until 8 o'clock. And at that point, I'm like, okay, I have enough brain cells to eat something or immediately fall into bed. So it's like I try and lurk. I'm just not really great at being like, "Hi, I'm here. This is what I do." I'm 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 bad at talking to people. Yeah, that was part of the, I don't know, the emotions I was dealing with earlier. Was I'm like, oh yeah, I was included in this community, which is phenomenal and great. Am I worth it? Because I have the worst self esteem. So I beat myself up a lot, especially when it comes to stuff like that. But this isn't the place to complain about my problems. Yeah, problem number one with that, I don't know how to be selfish. I'm so used to caring so much about what everyone else thinks, what they need, what I can do for them, that I don't know how to focus on me. But I'm trying, but adulting sucks. And I got the raw end of the deal for a while. So I'm still emotionally trying to pick up the pieces from a lot of that stuff. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah. No, and it comes from from all the way back in grade school bullying of the, if I had to ask, like if I had to ask for help, people like it was the end of the world. So I got used to not asking for help ever. Oh yeah, no, that they're, if we're talking about storylines, yeah, the tragic struggle is always, the better story. Oh yeah, no, and like I said, I know I do. I'm picking one of the, lesser watched uh categories under the, like, the makers, what is it, crafts and makers or whatever. So there's already not as much traffic, and I'm just terrible when it comes to like marketing myself. Oh yeah, and it's like logically, I know that, and I could probably list off the numbers better than a lot of people. It's the stupid voice in the back of my head that's like, "Oh yeah, you can try it, but you'll never be as good as that everyone else." If it was that easy, it would be, I could eat a couple chocolate bars and it'd fix the problems. Unfortunately, this is, you know, mean girls in high school and grade school in general, and then having a way more successful younger sibling. So, and then on top of that, having people who would never talk to me otherwise only talk to me to ask how, the sibling's doing. It's like, hi, hello, I'm a person too. But that's life. So, I have been more unapologetically myself, especially in your chat, than I normally am. So it's not a matter of trying to be someone I'm not, because then I'd be Sammy and talking the high, happy, bubbly, like, yeah, what's going on, guys? And that would get real fucking annoying real fast. Exactly. That might be a voice for a character for one of the dolls, but that's yeah, no, but that's Sammy with an eye and a heart over the eye, who's happy and bubbly at 3 o'clock in the morning. He go, hi, how can I help you? That's that customer service voice that everybody has. To the point where at work, somebody wanted to quote unquote report me because I was nice to them. So I have a reputation. I'm happy with that reputation. It means for the most part, the morons leave me alone. But yeah, no. The problem is I don't socialize with people IRL. So the chance of an extrovert finding me and like adopting me and dragging me to all of the things is extremely low. And on top of that, I tend to act like a cat and I will spit and hiss and claw my way out of situations. But what can you do? Yeah, but dragons act like cats too. I just need to get lucky enough to find somebody who will put up with my bullshit. And since 9 times out of 10, I would rather fight a girl and get along with them, and I tend to intimidate guys because I'll be cruder than them sometimes. It's I provide a very unique personality for people. So the whole thing is kind of twisted. So I'll need to set that somewhere else to untwist, but it's starting to look like a bar. It is definitely starting to look like the bar. I already have a plan for what I want to do for the floor panels. I like the concept of bars. However, I've not had a can't say I've had many. It's not that I haven't had any good experiences. I just don't have many experiences because I don't like being surrounded by strangers. Also, why would I spend twice as much by buying drinks at a bar when I can just buy a bottle for probably the same price and get drunk off my ass at home? Yeah, I'm only a fan of those like once a month, anyways. Isn't that called a butcher? I've never been to a hibachi bar. That looks like it'd be an experience. Don't forget Nerf bars. Hey, base. I am. I am. I'm here. That's about the extent. It's been a mentally tough day, not because anything happened, just because my brain decided to pick this day to be not a good one. But I'm here. I'm surviving. That's what I do. Ents. Kill him. How'd your Zoom stream go? Eh, surviving's overrated sometimes. I keep hearing random noises in the like background that's not coming from the race I have on right now. But I'm almost done with this next section. Fair enough. I found out that the thing I had initially scheduled for tomorrow got canceled because of weather, so I don't have it. Meaning I don't have to hope I can fall asleep early enough that I'm not going to be dead on my feet tomorrow. So I was able to turn off my alarm and I can sleep an hour past my alarm was set. Although the way this week has gone with the level of allergies that have been kicking my butt, I will probably crash out hard and then just be able to be a zombie tomorrow. Which means it'll be the perfect day to just make some hot chocolate, curl up with a blanket, and veg out in front of the TV. Or Twitch. Maybe I'll go exploring through some of the other channels I haven't had a chance to check out yet. Fair. Yeah, no, I'll take the Benadryl. One Benadryl won't knock me out, so I'll take two when I'm getting ready. But I do have a bottle of melatonin somewhere. Or I can just continue drinking my energy drink and hope I crash at the appropriate time. So now that I'm almost done with this first lip of the bar, that's not the right hole. It's definitely a lot more forgiving using when I'm crocheting to, oh, I went into the wrong stitch. Let me just pull out that one loop. And I'm less likely to stab myself with the craft implement. I'm like, I have a lot of what looks like pricks on my hand or my finger, but I don't know if that's from doing the plastic canvas or from work where I had to like I had to tap 13 no 300 like 325 parts by hand yesterday, so using like one of those metal tap and die sets in the spirit of being helpful. Next time I'm just gonna throw the pieces at their heads and they can deal with it because my hand still hurts and the edges were not necessarily free of burrs, so those might be from metal shavings. I don't know. I definitely have a tendency to just get wake up with random bruises or scrapes, and I'm like, what did I do? That's what happens when you work in a manufacturing plant and you have the grace of a newborn giraffe. And then again, the war with the inanimate objects has been going on for quite some time, and I'm losing by quite a bit. this section is complete, we're going to secure the thread. So we have the first lip of the bar. Oh, of course it does. Oh, you wanted to use this tool? Nah. This is a perfect time to not be helpful. But we have a somewhat structurally sound frame of a bar. And then I have, I think these are the pieces I need. I got that one. I got that one. That one. And fantastic. Okay. I need to start using, I guess, like maybe colored plastic canvas if I'm, or at least I need to do something with this desk. Make it colorful or something. I thought I had a playmat, another playmat somewhere. Probably do. This one is going to be the front of these bar tables, so I don't have to worry about awkward overlaps or anything. Secure that tail. So I'm not going to fight with the very teeny tiny thread. We got to cut through all of the threads. Ooh, goblins. Ow. Still don't know what I did to my arm. It's from some part of throwing sheet metal around. Okay, well, that's already a lost cause. gotta stop getting tangled around the part. We're going to keep very carefully securing this tail. At least I don't have to tie knots like I would otherwise with crocheting. Although the thread likes to tie itself in knots a lot, so. Let the string hang so we can untwist it so it doesn't over tension itself. So now we get to play a modified version of Crocheter's Chicken of will this length of yarn be enough? Let me see. Ooh, I like that. That is very pretty. I like that style of a dress for that. It gives off those like no, it looks natural. It looks like, like the light is coming down through like the orangey golden leaves. I think maybe if there was maybe some sort of like the dust particle effect kind of just like in the background to make it look like you're actually filtering through like a forest light. But I don't know how feasible that is. That's just, with traditional art, it's, oh, yes, let me just add a couple of dots here and there. But there's a reason I'm working with physical as opposed to digital things. Because what goes on in my head, I don't necessarily know the proper means to accomplish. Like I'm sure I'm gonna have fun fighting with lights and whatever once I start taking the pictures of like posing the characters and start like shooting the clips and stuff. Okay, no. That's absolutely fair. Again, I don't know much about the when the best time to do something like that is. So if that sort of effect happens in post, then more power to you. I bow to your knowledge. Yeah. Okay. It's been a while since I've used any sort of like 3D modeling software. I forget that that's how you layer things. I'm used to working in 2 dimensions, or my 3D is in the physical realm. Oh, the number of like, very clearly slapdash animations that I've seen, I'm like, but it what are you doing? It's going through the model. Physics doesn't work like that. That's why I'm like, just give me very simple pictures. Or let me just read books. I'll picture it in my head. But so like in college, I had zero problem actually doing the animations. It was the creating models that was my problem. I also would fight with the rig. So we ended up with some when I had to create my own rig for my models. But there was also a very good reason why I used ZBrush for the one class and went, never again. Thanks. There are just certain things that are better left to more talented people. And I'm like, even these dolls, while very simplistic in, I'll say simplistic, er, but they're like cartoonish in proportion. I can make something like this. So these dolls are completely my own creation. So I went with the very simple, okay, the hand and the arms are made in a tube. The hand is sewn flat. The thumb is embroidered on after the fact. For whatever reason, I can't wrap my head around drawing things in a like cartoony fashion unless I'm modeling an existing thing. I tend to focus on very like realistic proportions. So, okay, she has a decently long neck and a very like anime style. So that was the hardest thing for me to get my head around of no, it doesn't have to be a perfect tiny replica human. Yes, that is exactly why they're all flipping everybody off. Because they understand the feelings of their creator. One of the guys at work, I won't say two words to him, but every single time I see him across the shop floor, I flip him off. And if I don't do it immediately, he stops and he gives me the come on. So, you know, words don't have to be spoken. I'll be in the middle of a conversation with somebody else. I see him, I flip him off, and everybody just kind of looks and is like, what? Don't worry about it. Don't ask questions. It's better for your sanity if you don't know what goes on in my head. I don't know what goes on in my head half the time. So I don't have to go to the track tomorrow because it's supposed to rain all day. So I'm hoping to use tomorrow to hang out in a bunch of streams I don't get a chance to because I'm busy when they're live and I can't really, like, I'm not by my computer. So hopefully I can make some more friends tomorrow. I need to sharpen these, but I don't want to damage them. So a lot of people will have like random things that they collect. Or it'd be like, okay, it's normal to collect mementos from uh traveling if you go traveling a lot, or seashells from all the times you go to the beach. I have a collection of scissors, and it's not so much a collection but a hoard, to the point where I don't even know where I got half of them, but they were left lying around, and I have an entire box of scissors in my shed. And I maybe remember buying like 2 pairs of them. So these actually I got from my great grandma in her knitting kit. And then my grandma has a pair of fancy sewing scissors that are, for whatever reason, like stupidly expensive because they're fancy. The brand is so like these, I think these are Fiskars, which is like mid tier, but the other scissors are Gingers. I think how you say the name. Uh, Nobody's allowed to touch grandma's Gingers, but I told her, and so my grandma has a wicked sense of humor, and so I'm like, okay, well, I get them when you die. I'll lick them if I need to. And she's like, okay, that's fine. And then my mom, who is an angel and very sweet, but you can't curse in front of my mother. She you know, she's one of those where she just is very, very sweet, very innocent, I'll say. Uh, she overheard me telling my grandma, I'm claiming your scissors when you croak. And she's like, what's wrong with you? Do you want the list alphabetical or chronological? There's a lot wrong with me. But nobody else is going to use the scissors. But then grandma acquired a pair for me. So now I have a pair of fancy sewing scissors too. They're only meant to be used for fabric and for threads. Don't even think about using them for anything else. Listen, I still have those. Those are specifically with my fabric that are like still in the original box. Yeah, no, I gathered that you were packing. I had your stream going, so I was listening because I'm just like, I had you coming through my headphones. I have my music from Spotify coming through my desktop or from my laptop speakers. And I'm used to listening to like 5 conversations happening at the same time, so I can multitask like that. Listen, on some of those days, I could give the Joker a run for his money. I have another coworker who definitely asks. He'll say something and then be like, you know, either don't answer or I'll give him a response. And listen, I'm not saying that, I'm better than Mark Hamill as the Joker. I'm just saying the Joker as a character, my level of insanity reaches that. When I have one of my coworkers who will regularly look at me, shake his head, and go psychopath. I'm just saying. It is a very, very scary place in my head. Ooh. Oh. It helps if I can spell things correctly. There we go. Woohoo. After almost 3 hours of doing this, my hands starting to get a little crunchy. That definitely has a detriment. But once I finish this, I'm probably gonna wrap it up once I hit the actual 3 hour mark, just to be like, hey, it's my first stream that hit 3 hours. So as of right now, this is the longest stream I've done. Since I don't have my normal Saturday activity, again, I don't like. I'll go like 2 hours seems to be my happy medium of I can, usually have a 2 hour block where I can work on something. Uh, and my eyes don't start to just go cross for no reason. And 2 hours is also about how long I'll last when I'm sitting talking to myself for, a while. But since I don't have to go to the track tomorrow, I might do might stream a little bit tomorrow at some point. I don't know. We will see how I'm feeling and what time I actually end up waking up. And when I say waking up, I mean become functional. Because those are definitely two different times. Yeah. Like I have races going on in the background. And it's like I keep saying, I'd be doing these anyways. And like that's also why I have like the chill music playing in the background, because I'm also posting the stream. I'm posting the VODs over to my YouTube just to, archive everything. And it it is mentally tough because I'm also not the greatest at like creating attention grabbing posts. I'm not like either they'll find me or they won't, but I can't put myself out there. I don't know how. I don't have the confidence to do that. I need an extrovert. I need a loudmouth friend to adopt me and force socialization on me. And like even I know it's tough, and I knew it was going to be tough, especially because I'm not doing gaming. I'm not doing you know, blogging or, just chatting type thing. I'm working on a craft that people don't see often, or if they do, it's not really like shown off. Um, so I'm 100 times ahead of where I ever thought I would be in the what? How many streams have I done so far? So I can look at my stream thumbnails. I have 18 total streams. So it's now a month and a half. But I need to use, like, when I have it's probably a better idea for me to just chill tomorrow and hang out maybe in a couple people's streams and be like, hey, I'm from the web, just to show people that I am trying to support. Exactly. And hey, I'm almost halfway done with this front section. That'll go sitting up here and be the front of the bar. So then we create that nice little lip. So the bar stools will end up sitting, in theory, underneath here when things aren't being tripped on. So the bar stools will tuck up right under there. And then obviously once I have the bar completed, I will be able to figure out exactly how many bar stools total I need to make. And then I figure out how I want to do like the barrels in the background, or what do I want to have behind the bar. So I know I said I was going to hit 3 hours, but I finished a thread. This looks like a good wrapping up point. I'm going to switch over to this camera. We're going to do one more battle with the spiders. And I am going to go, because I am like extended past my energy levels at this point. My arm hurts from work. I didn't punch any sheet metal this time, but I might have thrown something too hard. Yeah, I will definitely send a raid over that way. I copied that. Thank you for providing that. Otherwise, I'm just searching through endless lists of names. So in that case, thanks everybody who came out. Thanks Mike for the raid and hanging out for as long as you did. Hope your drive goes safe tomorrow, whenever you end up traveling. And I will see y'all Sunday morning. I'm going to hopefully try and hit up some people's streams tomorrow and just hang out and chat. Have a good night, and let us go raiding.